Los Angeles, Kevin McGuff sat at a podium inside the Galen Center on Saturday night and sighed. The Ohio State women's basketball coach took off his reading glasses after a glimpse at the box score, ran his hands through his hair and tried to make sense of the gauntlet his team had just gone through. After traveling from Columbus with a nearly flawless 20-1 record, the Buckeyes ran into not just one, but two buzzsaws, losing to undefeated number 1 UCLA and number 7 USC by a combined 34 points over the span of 72 hours in Los Angeles. And quote, "They're both terrific teams. They're both extremely talented," and quote, McGuff said. And quote, "They're both deep. They're both well coached," and quote. The way that last year's Big Ten regular season champion Ohio State emerged from its road trip highlighted a new reality. USC 21-2, 11-1, and UCLA 23-0, 11-0, are the class of the new Big Ten. And while the expectations around the Trojans before this year were skyscraper high, it's the Bruins who have become the sport's unbeatable force. Separated by a mere 14 miles of LA freeway traffic, both programs have risen to the top in different ways. As McGuff explained, UCLA sports a unique player in 6'7" Lauren Betts, who provides perhaps the biggest mismatch in all of women's college basketball, while USC boasts one of the most talented players in Juju Watkins, who can glide through defenses on her way to scoring at will. Both USC and UCLA have their eyes set on owning March Madness and potentially becoming the first Big Ten team to win a national title since 1999. For now though, they are set to face off Thursday, 10 p.m. Eastern Time, in the first of two highly anticipated matchups between them. As Southern California becomes the site of two of the sport's biggest games of the year, fans are ready to flock to arenas to watch Betts, Watkins, and their teammates battle for bragging rights, a number 1 seed and a place atop their conference. And quote, "It'll be interesting when they play each other," and quote, McGuff said. And quote, "I think the games are going to be very close," and quote. Inside the Mo Austin Basketball Center on the UCLA campus, head coach Corey Close had her whistle ready and her voice already warm. Her team was going through offensive sets, preparing for the Buckeyes. And quote, "We have to raise our level of toughness," and quote, Close yelled. And quote, "Ohio State will force us to raise our level of toughness or we'll lose. What do you want? Choose it." And quote, despite being the last unbeaten team in Division I women's or men's college basketball this season, Close would not call this season flawless. Perfection purposefully eludes the way she thinks. There's always something to get better at. Always something to fix. The score, the record, is a byproduct of the Bruins' hard work, but it is far from confirmation that they've reached their final form. And quote, "I want them to enjoy it," and quote, Close said. And quote, "But I asked them, how many of you have enjoyed being number 1? I said, well, what are you willing to do to protect it?" And quote. This is, in Close's own words, the most intentional roster build she has had during her time in Westwood. It began with a junior class that features guards Kiki Rice, Gabriella Jaquez and London Jones, who have been preparing for this moment. And quote, "When we were freshmen there were 5 of us that came in and everyone's like, you guys are going to be so good," and quote, Jaquez said. And quote, "At the time we were like, well, we want to be good now. We don't care about the future. We're not there yet." And I think that it's just been fun to see everyone's growth and how far along we've come. And quote, adding Betts, a Stanford transfer. 2 years ago gave the Bruins a son to revolve their basketball universe around. Getting forward. Timea Gardner from Oregon State and Janiah Barker from Texas A&M in the offseason has been a boon, while having freshman guard Elena Arnazalo add much-needed outside shooting has been a welcome surprise. And quote, "We were very intentional about building our chemistry on and off the court," and quote, Rice said. And quote, "We knew we had the talent that we needed, so it was just about putting it together and figuring out how we can gel the best out there on the court," and quote. The result, the best and deepest team in the sport. When teams sell out to stop bets from the inside out, as Rice pointed out, the Bruins can beat you from the outside in. It all allows for a higher margin of error than in previous years. And quote, "It can be anyone's night at any given game, which is super fun and makes it scary for the other team to try and defend us," and quote, Jaquez said. Buoyed by the culture fostered by the junior class, Close's team seemingly has it all: chemistry, talent, and depth. It's why she harps on their drive so much, why she isn't hesitant to call out bad body language in a drill or even take on the role of the bad guy in the face of a season that has yet to feature a loss. And quote, "It's harder," and quote, Close said of motivating an undefeated team. And quote, "Because my job is to sort of be the jerk and to make it uncomfortable when we are below the standard, even when the score doesn't say it." And quote, "She challenges us," and quote, senior forward Angela Dugalic said with a smile. And quote, "A lot," and quote, "Players welcome it. They know how Close operates and, even if they're brand new to the team, her approach is part of why they're here." For players like Rice, who have experienced the feeling of coming up short of their goals while wearing blue and gold, there is a particular motivation that welcomes anything from criticism to never being satisfied. And quote, "The lessons that we brought into this year about falling short where we wanted to get instilled that mentality in all of us not to let up," and quote, Rice said. And quote, "It wasn't until very recently, when we became the only undefeated team left in the country and number one, that we realized where we were at," and quote, Close, for her part, admitted the way that last year's final game transpired, a loss to LSU in the Sweet 16, has stuck with her. And quote, "That was one of the most painful losses of my career, top 5 for sure," and quote, Close said. And quote, "I was not my best. We didn't play our best when our best was needed. So I had to sit with that pain of regret for a while, and then it became about how do I channel that into being more disciplined and focused on areas of growth that I thought we needed to do to make sure we don't feel that way again," and quote, Close's expectations for this team going into this year were cautiously optimistic. But deep down she knew, if the pieces fit, if the chemistry flourished, and if things broke the right way, they had a chance to be special. Across town a few days later, it was USC's turn to face off with the Buckeyes. The buzzing crowd at the Galen Center was a sign of the times. Women's college basketball has become a must-watch event in LA, and a prelude of what was to come in the most anticipated matchup of the season. Watkins is at the center of everything there. Trojans do. Even when she doesn't handle the ball, she sets the tone on the court, and her magnetism off of it, when every kid and fan lines up to get something signed from her, is just as palpable. And quote, "The gravity that she draws opens things up for other people," and quote, head coach Lindsay Gottlieb said, "If UCLA's approach with Betts is more procedural, designed to run the offense through her and showcasing its depth based off her double teams. USC's is a more artistic strain of the same idea. Though Gottlieb prioritizes spacing in the Trojans' offense, the attention Watkins commands helps to further open up lanes and windows for her teammates and the much improved three-point shooting USC is getting from freshmen such as Kennedy Smith and Avery Howell. Watkins often holds the paintbrush of nearly every offensive possession, but where last season she needed to create a masterpiece for USC to win, this year, she now has more help. Against the Buckeyes, she needed it. Watkins started the game 0 for 10 from the field and finished 5 for 21. Though Watkins isn't afraid to shoot through a slump, and Gottlieb certainly knows that sometimes that's part of the process, the rest of the Trojans have shown they are capable of picking her up on an off night. Stanford transfer forward Kiki Iriafen had one of the best games of her college career, scoring 24 points and grabbing 13 boards. And quote, "I don't think we were in a position last year where we win games without her scoring as much as she had to score," and quote, Gottlieb said after the game. And quote, "I think we have nights where there's multiple